We're here. I'm here with Chris Schlieder, and we interviewed you originally back in 2005. And at the time, this building here was still very much a work in progress. So you finished the building in the fall of 2006. And how long did it take you to build?
We estimated that it would be a 14-month project and ended up taking a little bit closer to 28 to 30 months to finish.
What was your impression when I don't want to say what your impression was, but what was it like when it was all finally done?
It took a while for the sense of accomplishment and relief to actually settle in, and we're still in the mode of construction and thinking about what needed to be done. So of course, even upon completion, we're still second guessing things and worrying about details that may have been unfinished. And of course, it did have some loose ends that needed to be tied up, so it never really is truly finished. My wife asked, when will we be finished with this project? I said, when we sell the building and it's not ours anymore, that's when we'll truly be done.
All right. Late last year, Forbes magazine and the Today Show named Binghamton the top city in the real estate market in terms of quality of life and affordability. What was your first reaction?
I thought that was a great feather in our cap. I thought it was a great invitation for anybody who's in the real estate market to come and shop in Binghamton. I don't know that it really had much of an impact in the end, but it was nice, vote of confidence for our community.
You now work for the city, and is your job related to downtown, to some stuff that you were doing with this building, or is it something totally unrelated? What is your job?
Code enforcement officer, and it's in a district that's not encompassing the downtown area, so I think it's pretty unrelated to what I was doing at the time.
Okay. What do you think has contributed to the increasing property value in the area?
Speculation more than anything. I've seen some buildings that were being auctioned off for $60,000 or $70,000 back on the market for $375,000, $350,000 with little or no improvements made to those buildings. Whether or not they'll actually get those prices, I'm a little bit cautious as to whether or not I would say that they're going to be able to get those prices. But for an owner to speculate that their property is automatically worth 5 times what they paid for it, just based on news and rumor, is I think a little unfounded.
Okay. When I came here in 2005, there were a lot of renovations going on, a lot of changes were being made, but at the time, I still felt like there was still a lot of talk going on. But coming around and traveling around recently, it almost feels like a lot of the things that people were talking about 4 years ago are now, you're finally starting to see it, especially out on Court Street. Do you agree with me?
I think that there were some projects that were in place that did get completed, but the development goes in fits and starts. There were a few things that were implemented, that were completed. There was a lot of talk about things that were going to be done that never even got off the ground.
Okay. What kind of impact do you think the arts, and in particular First Friday, has had on downtown?
Oh, it's had a tremendous impact. It gives people a reason to come down here. It draws a crowd. That in turn draws even more people to come down. They like the downtown area, but on a night where there's not too many people walking around, you might feel a little bit unsure about the surroundings and your safety when you have 600-700 people walking around, all of the same kind of community group. Then they instill a little bit of confidence in each other, and it's a nice way to enjoy the downtown on a time where it may otherwise be ignored.
Okay. Are you planning on developing more properties, or is this it for now?
This is it for now.
Okay. And my final question is what are you hoping for the future of the community? What do you hope for downtown? What do you hope for the community at large, especially even in spite of what has happened?
I think slow and steady growth. You don't want the growth to be too fast, because then you can get ahead of yourself. I think that steady growth, you really don't want to see it spike and then drop off to nothing. I think if we had a good, consistent growth toward what we would all like to see, which is a fully inhabited downtown area with stores in all the shop fronts and residents in all the floors above, then that would get us where we need to be. But again, you don't want it to be
Right.
all at once. You want it to be kind of a little at a time, and that's the best that we can hope for, is that we'll have everybody achieving the goals that they set out to achieve.